In a service department, the answer to that question is 100% yes. And one of the things that begins sometimes to be a disconnect, specifically with car dealerships, and it's not anybody's fault. It just happens to be the way that things are. So when you have 100 customers that come into a car dealership in a day, and we want a 25% closing ratio. So at the end of the day, and Jason, you've seen this, right? You go out and you sit down with a GM, or you sit down with a GSM, or you sit down with a dealer principal, and you're going over all of your metrics. And individual says, "What's your closing ratio?" Well, it's 25%. So it says, "Okay." So dealer says, "How many cars you want to sell next month?" "We want to sell 100 cars." So we go in there, we do the math. He says, "All right, 25% closing ratio. Want to sell 100 cars? We need 400 people to come through the store. 25% closing ratio, that's 100 cars. All right, hallelujah. How do we get the 400 people to come into the store? Whereas in service and parts, what's interesting is that if you have 100 clients coming into your dealership in a day, the odds of 75% of those clients not purchasing anything is slim to none.
Yep.
So for the most part, if you have 100 customers coming into your store in a day, and let's take out the ones that come for the complimentary car wash or your air filter checks. I mean, ones that we write up a legitimate repair order. 85% of them are going to purchase something. So with that being said, we've already reached the quote unquote pinnacle of being the good quarterback. We've already reached the pinnacle of getting a base hit. And I think sometimes we judge the results with the service and parts department by saying, how many home runs can we hit?
Exactly.
Or how many touchdown passes did we get? As opposed to saying in the NFL, did you catch a pass and get me 3 extra yards?
Yeah. Did you get on base in baseball, right? Like it's
Right.
that measurable. It's too often we want to go from here to here, right? And we want to forget about all the 13 steps that are required in between there. But as long as we get to here, so and that's what I'm going to say. Like, so like we were, this question kind of was developed around goals, right? And I understand that manufacturers got goals, dealerships got goals, the advisors got goals, the service manager has goals. But I have seen, and this is just kind of through my experience, I've seen some of the most successful service departments out there. I mean, truly successful. We're talking happy advisors, happy customers. All right. Major profitability is that their goals are not necessarily always around the results, but their goals are based on their efforts.